Ramses II, the pharaoh who lived 90-plus years. Some rulers exist only within the limits of their lifetime. Others stretch so far beyond it that their shadow falls across centuries. Ramses II was one of the rare individuals who seemed to defeat time itself. Living for more than 90 years and ruling Egypt for an astonishing 66-year reign, he became more than a man or even a king. He became an era. In a world defined by short lives, constant danger, and fragile stability, Ramses II represented continuity, power, and permanence. His name became synonymous with Egypt's greatness, and his presence shaped the identity of an entire civilization. Ramses II was born around 1303 BCE into the 19th dynasty, a period when Egypt was emerging from political uncertainty and foreign pressure. His father, Seti I, was a disciplined military leader who restored Egypt's borders and strengthened its authority. Ramses grew up surrounded by symbols of power, religion, and warfare. From childhood, he was taught that a pharaoh was not merely a ruler, but a divine intermediary, chosen by the gods to maintain order, known as Ma'at, in the universe. His education included religious rituals, administration, diplomacy, and combat training. Unlike many royal heirs, Ramses did not grow up sheltered. As a young prince, he rode with soldiers, observed campaigns, and learned firsthand what it meant to command loyalty and fear. When Ramses became pharaoh at around 25 years old, he inherited a stable and prosperous kingdom. Yet Ramses was not content with preserving what already existed. He wanted to surpass all previous rulers and ensure that his reign would be remembered forever. Early in his rule, he focused on reinforcing Egypt's influence over territories in the Levant, where the powerful Hittite Empire posed a serious challenge. This rivalry led to the legendary Battle of Kadesh around 1274 BCE, one of the most significant military encounters of the ancient world. The battle was massive, involving thousands of chariots and soldiers, and it nearly ended in disaster for Ramses. Egyptian forces were deceived by false information, leaving the pharaoh momentarily isolated. According to Egyptian records, Ramses fought courageously against overwhelming odds, calling upon the god Amun for strength and charging into the enemy ranks. While modern historians believe the battle ended in a draw, Ramses ensured that Egypt would remember it as a glorious victory. He ordered dramatic inscriptions and reliefs carved into temple walls across the kingdom, depicting himself as a heroic warrior chosen and protected by the gods. This moment reveals one of Ramses II's greatest talents, his mastery of image and memory. He understood that history belonged to those who controlled the story. Whether in war or peace, Ramses shaped how events would be remembered. Years after Kadesh, he achieved something even more enduring than victory. Ramses negotiated a formal peace treaty with the Hittites, the oldest surviving written peace treaty in history. The agreement ended decades of conflict and brought long-term stability to the region. Trade increased, borders were secured, and diplomatic marriages strengthened the alliance. Ramses demonstrated that true power was not endless war, but balance and control. With peace secured, Ramses II turned his full attention to construction. No pharaoh before or after him built on such an overwhelming scale. Ramses believed that stone was the path to immortality, and he used architecture as a tool to defeat death itself. He expanded the massive temple complexes of Karnak and Luxor, covering their walls with scenes of divine rituals, military triumphs, and offerings to the gods. He built his grand mortuary temple, the Ramesseum, designed not only as a place of worship, but as a monument to his eternal glory. He founded a new royal capital, Pi Ramesses, which became the political, military, and cultural heart of Egypt. The greatest symbol of Ramses II's ambition is Abu Simbel. Carved directly into a cliff in southern Egypt, the temple features 4 colossal seated statues of Ramses II, each over 20 meters tall. These statues were designed to project power far beyond Egypt's borders, warning enemies and inspiring awe in allies. Inside the temple, precise architectural alignment allowed sunlight to illuminate statues of Ramses and the gods on specific days of the year, symbolizing his unity with divine forces. Abu Simbel was not simply a temple. It was a declaration that Ramses intended to rule forever, even after death. Ramses II also perfected the use of propaganda. He frequently carved his name over monuments built by earlier pharaohs, effectively rewriting history to place himself at its center. In art, he was always shown larger, calmer, and more powerful than anyone else. Enemies appeared chaotic and defeated, while Ramses stood as the embodiment of order and divine authority. Through imagery, religion, and architecture, Ramses shaped how Egyptians understood power itself. To them, Egypt flourished because Ramses ruled. His personal life reflected the scale of his reign. Ramses II had many wives, both for love and political alliance, but Queen Nefertari stood above all others. She was depicted beside him in temples and honored with one of the most beautifully decorated tombs ever discovered in the Valley of the Queens. Ramses fathered more than 100 children, creating an enormous royal family. Over the decades, he outlived many of his sons and daughters, a rare and emotionally heavy reality in the ancient world. By the time he died, the throne passed to his 13th son, an extraordinary detail that highlights just how long he lived and ruled. Living beyond 90 years was almost unheard of in ancient times. Scientific examinations of Ramses II's mummy reveal that he suffered from severe arthritis, spinal degeneration, and dental disease in old age. His body weakened, but his authority remained absolute. A powerful bureaucracy governed in his name, and the cult of his personality never faded. For most Egyptians alive during his reign, Ramses had always been pharaoh. He was the only ruler they had ever known. His presence defined normal life, stability, and order. When Ramses II died around 1213 BCE, Egypt did not simply lose a king. It lost a living symbol of continuity. His burial was conducted with immense care and honor, reflecting his status as more than a man. Even centuries later, future pharaohs adopted his name, hoping to inherit some measure of his greatness. To later generations, Ramses II became the Great Ancestor, a ruler whose influence extended beyond death and time. Today, more than 3,000 years later, Ramses II still dominates our image of ancient Egypt. His statues rise from desert sands, his temples endure against wind and time, and his story continues to captivate the world. He was a warrior who turned battles into legend, a builder who reshaped landscapes, a ruler who mastered memory itself. Ramses II did not simply live a long life. He conquered time, ensuring that his name would echo across eternity.